Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our May board meeting. I am so happy to see the room so full. Lots of smiling faces. We've got a lot of fun things to celebrate tonight. But before we get started, I'm going to ask Ms. Maloof if she will say a prayer for us, and then the Appalachia High School JROTC cadets will present the colors. So if you'll please rise.
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for this day and thank you for this school system. Thank you for all the students and all the staff, teachers, and everyone involved who make this a great school system. We thank you, dear Lord, for the teachers and staff members who are retiring this year, and we ask your continued blessings on them. We hope they will have lots of good rest and fun and be able to spend their time with those that they love. We ask that that you watch over our students and their families and our teachers this summer and keep them safe and healthy. We thank you, dear Lord, for new administrators and new staff members who are coming on board to be a part of this great system. Thank you for all the blessings that you're giving us and for watching over us as we go through the process of building a great system. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Present arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Left. Face. Mark time. March. Forward. March.
I'm Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Colstrom.
I'm Cadet Second Lieutenant Amara Harvest.
I'm Cadet First Lieutenant Kevin Moore. Right, face, forward, march.
Thank you, cadets. You may be seated. At this time, I'd like to ask for a motion for the approval of the March 27th, 2024 called board meeting minutes, the April 8th, 2024 called board meeting minutes, the April 9th, 2024 regular meeting minutes, the April 18th, 2024 called board meeting minutes, the April 22nd, 2024 called board meeting minutes, the April 26th, 2024 called board meeting minutes, and the April 30th, 2024 work session and called board meeting minutes.
So moved. Second.
Ms. Stevens, Ms. Kelly, all in favor? Okay, motion passes. At this time, I'd like to ask for an approval of tonight's agenda.
Second.
Mr. Bailey, Ms. Hendricks, all in favor? Motion passes. And then lastly, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Kane?
Second. Bradford.
Thank you. Ms. Bradford, all in favor? Motion passes. I apologize. All righty, now we're going to jump into committee reports. We're going to start off with the Clean and Safe Schools. Mr. Kane, myself, and Ms. Maloof visited a few schools, and Mr. Kane, you've got the report.
The middle school, west side, correct? Yes. It is a little confusing when we go visit the schools sometimes because it's truly amazing how absolutely spotless they are. And we say this every single time, but the credit to certainly our staff, our teachers that are in those buildings, but the custodial services, both internal and external people that we've got, just absolutely phenomenal. The idea that you got, we even had, at one of those schools, they were having field day. They were having field day, and it was still spotless in there. A little bit of grass coming in and out, but just amazing. Always hard to pick, but West Side was just a little bit above the other ones this time. So congratulations to West Side.
All right, now we've got some fun tonight. We're going to jump into the superintendent's recognitions, and we're going to start off with our new principal recognitions. And so we have 3 schools this year that are getting new principals. That's Kennedy, Bramlett, and Statham Elementaries. And so, would you like to announce?
I'd be glad to. Yes. I'm very excited to announce our new administrators. Our SGT, our school governance team, took it very serious, spent a lot of time talking with its candidates. The executive staff interviewed the candidates. These are the cream of the crop. These are folks that, it's gonna be hard to replace some of the folks that are leaving, but if there's anybody that can do it, it's these 3. And I'm excited to announce them. Our first one, for Kennedy Elementary, Trey Newbert. At Bramlett Elementary, Chris Whitworth. And our last but not least, our Statham Elementary principal, who is via Teams. She couldn't be here. A wonderful lady, Miss Sue McCann, is our new principal of Statham Elementary.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for my beautiful flowers.
And she got flowers delivered to her office. There they are. Thank you, Lydia.
All righty, next I'd like to invite up Mr. Perno for some custodial recognitions.
Good evening. It's a hard act to follow there. Okay. All right, so we've got 2 folks that we'd like to recognize tonight. First, Ms. Bianca Portwood, Appalachian High School. And I'd like to read a little bit here about Bianca. And this is information that we got from the school staff there. Bianca was the first hiring of our in-house head custodians. She was assigned to Appalachian High School. She's demonstrated dedication and leadership in maintaining the cleanliness and functionality of the school environment. Bianca is known for her attention to detail and her proactive approach to solving problems. She plays a key role in ensuring that the custodial team operates smoothly and efficiently, contributing to a positive and safe learning environment for students and staff alike. Bianca is a proud Wildcat. Thank you, Bianca. Okay, next we'd like to recognize Nadia Hernandez, Austin Road Elementary School. And like Bianca, Nadia is a head custodian. She was our second hire and placed at Austin Road Elementary School. She graduated from Appalachian High School As a head custodian, Nadia takes on her job with a zeal that you don't see from some people her age. She looks for solutions, and she's like a sponge when it comes to learning new things, and she just seems to take it in and is able to utilize that information immediately to her and her team's benefit. Her commitment to maintaining high standards is reflected in Austin Road Elementary School's consistently receiving high scores during maintenance observations, and she's a very important part of the Rocket family. Thank you again. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I made a mistake. You know, us old folks can't remember too much. But I really would like to have our school governance teams stand and be recognized. I appreciate them so much for what they did in the process of hiring our principals. Would you please stand, those of you that are here, the school governance team? Thank you so much.
All right, next we have a few transportation recognitions from Mr. Ayers.
Good evening, everybody. Hey, the mic's working. That's good. All right. Try not to fade on this one. This is a little preempted because we're doing perfect attendance, but I can tell you, this crew that we're calling up here tonight is proving themselves. We have no concern with them making it to the last day of school. So I think it's just fitting to do that because we don't want to pull them back out of their summer when we hit the next board meeting. So anyway, we'll roll with that. You guys know how important it is. I don't care if we're teaching. I don't care if it's bus driving. If somebody's not there, some children are held back. It can cost them months of learning, safety, whatever. Things happen when we're not on the scene. So that's what it means to me when we have folks here and we don't have to chop and dice routes, and I hope nobody in this room is a victim of some of that. If you are, I'm sorry. But anyway, this what helps us stay stable, so this matters a whole lot. The way I say it, though, this is the perfect attendance crew. They show out by showing up. As simple as that. So kudos to them. We'll start with Roderick Medlock. I'm sorry. Roderick's not in attendance to perfect attendance, so we'll have to talk to him about that. So anyway, next one up is Barbara Longworth. Joan Nesbitt. This is our Russell area crew right here. All right, from the west side area, we got Von Tresa Booker. Barbara Kilgore. That's that enthusiasm right there now. And she's always that way, not just because she's up here in front of you guys. She's always that way, so contagious energy. Asha Nelson. Catherine Simmons. All right, next up is our Bear Creek area. We're looking Richard Anderson. Jessica Cannon. Debbie Coffey. Kim Courier. All right, next up's our Heyman Morris area. We got Gary Smith. I'm gonna go ahead and mention this. Gary's gonna come back through and do a double loop. He's retiring this year as well, so I have to say something on that. So, so anyway, we're gonna miss him, but just dedicated all the way through. And Amy Fisher. All right, thank you. We appreciate y'all's support. Just remember, attendance nowadays is a skill. You know, it's just one of those things, that dedication. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody we're going out and just appreciate. Y'all have a good night.
You know, I'd like to emphasize how thankful we are for those last two sets of groups, our bus drivers and our custodians. You know, those guys don't get thanked enough. We always point fingers if the classroom's dirty or the bus is late, but if they're doing their job, we don't usually see them. And so it's good to let them have their spotlight.
There you go. Appreciate it.
All righty. Next, I'd like to invite up Ms. Bresson with the County Line Elementary Stock Market Team.
All right, good evening, everyone. I feel like it's really important to give our youngest students different experiences in school, and one of those experiences is the stock market game. So we had a group that participated in this, and what it is, it's a simulation that gives students in grades 4 through 12 the opportunity to invest a virtual $100,000 for 10 weeks in real stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. At the end of the 10 weeks, teams with the highest total equity are eligible for a variety of prizes and awards. Well, our elementary team took first place in the state for all elementary schools out of 149 groups. Wow. So we wanted to recognize them. Aubrey Deerdorf, they worked so hard. Juliana Felixdale. And Kinsley Hopkinson. And Chloe Vang, but she is not here tonight, but she is our fourth one.
What stock tips do they have for us?
All righty, next we have Dr. Moten and Ms. Fallows celebrating our valedictorian and salutatorian recognitions.
Good evening. I have the pleasure of introducing our high school principals who will follow me at the podium to introduce their valedictorians and salutatorians for 2024. So first we have Ms. Jessica Rayberg. She is the principal of Appalachian High School. At Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy, also known as BASA, Mr. Nick Sheeman. And Winder-Barrow High School, Mr. Derek Maxwell.
Good evening. I am honored to be here tonight, not just to introduce to you the 2 highest GPAs of our senior class at Appalachia, but to introduce you to 2 of the best people at Appalachia. They are wonderful. I've enjoyed getting to know both of them, and I have a list about each of them because they're highly involved as well. So first, I want to introduce our salutatorian for the class of 2024, Miss Akosua Apoku, if you can join me. You have to stand here while I talk about you. So Akosua is heavily involved in HOSA. She has been a state officer for several years as a region representative. She's also been involved in a lot of community service. Akosua also has been on the academic team, in Interact Club, in the Knitting Club. She's been a volunteer at the library. She's a part of Mu Alpha Theta, the National Honor Society, the National Society of High School Scholars, the National Spanish Honor Society, the National Technical Honor Society, Rho Kappa as the secretary, and the Science National Honor Society. She's also been a part of the varsity soccer team, and she was named Most Positive Athlete in Northeast Atlanta region. She was a GHP semifinalist 2 years ago as well in her 10th grade year. She's been Student of the Month, part of FFA, all the things. This is Miss Akosua Apoku, our salutatorian. The valedictorian of the class of 2024 is Mr. Ashton Graham. Ashton is a 4-year varsity soccer player and the team captain. He has been the president of HOSA, so these two have worked together in HOSA for several years. He's the vice president of SNHS. He's a member of NHS, the Math Honor Society, Beta Club, and the Student Athlete Ambassadors. He's been a part of Youth Leadership Barrow, the Chick-fil-A Leadership Academy, and probably what he's most proud of is he's volunteered with Special Olympics since the 3rd grade. He coaches at Piedmont Soccer Academy, and he also is one of our 3 2024 star students with the highest SAT score. And Ashton plans to attend Emory at Oxford to major in biology, and he hopes to continue then to med school to become a doctor. This is our valedictorian of the Appalachia class of 2024, Mr. Ashton Graham. I wanted to add that Akosua was undecided. She has some options for college. She may go to Emory. She's also waiting to hear from Notre Dame and Princeton. So they will go far and make us really proud in Barrow County. I'm proud of both of them.
And now we'll have Mr. Nick Schumann from Barrow Arts and Science.
Well, good evening, everybody. This is BASA's 2nd graduating class. But what's more unique is the fact that this 2nd graduating class are really students that have started at BASA since their freshman year, if not longer. So this group has really put their time in and done their best work at BASA. At first, I'd like to introduce our salutatorian, Miss Megan Tews. Come on up. Megan plans to attend Vassar College in New York this fall and major in biochemistry and/or neuroscience. I know. Throughout her high school career, she has been an active member of the varsity soccer team. She has served as a BASA ambassador, NHS, and EHS. Her favorite memory, though, this is a young lady who's going into biochemistry and neuroscience. Favorite memory, Megan, shared is the senior cruise to the Bahamas with friends. I don't blame you. Megan's plan for the future is to earn a doctorate degree and enter the field of research as a biostatistician or a neuropsychologist. I had to slow that down as I was pronouncing those, Megan. So again, yes, Megan, our salutatorian for this year at BASA. Bassa's valedictorian, Samuel Rojas. Come on down, join us up here, please. Sam plans to attend the University of Georgia this fall, where he will major in computer systems engineering. Sam's an active member of Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society, the NEHS robotics team, and Beta Club. Sam, when asked about Sam's favorite memory, apparently the senior cruise at Bassa in the Bahamas was just dynamite, and I missed it. I do appreciate Sam saying this, though. It was his most memorable experience because he was able to connect with students that he may not normally have otherwise been able to connect with before finishing high school. I appreciate those sentiments, Sam. Sam says he's interested in computer systems engineering, but he finalizes things by saying he's not quite sure what his overall plans will be in the end. Apparently, computer systems engineering might not be enough. Is that true, Sam? He's just willing to take life wherever it takes him, but his ultimate desire is to get into something as cool as battle bots. So, our valedictorian at Bassa this year, Sam Rojas.
Mr. Derek Maxwell, Winder Barrow High School.
Good evening, and I'm here to present our Val and Sal for the 2024 class at Winder Barrow High School. First, I would like to ask Miss Haley Sargent to come join me. And I'll say it was kind of tough to whittle it down because both of them provided me with over 4 pages of accolades, and I knew the agenda was pretty lengthy tonight, so we'll give you all just the overview of their greatness. But Haley has a 4.0 GPA. She's participated in almost all the dual enrollment honors and AP courses you could imagine. She's a Science National Honor Society president, the HOSA president. She's the Bulldog Band co-captain. She performs in the jazz band. She's proficient in 4 instruments. She's a class of 2024 president. She's also the co-president of Mu Alpha Theta, the same math society Mr. Sheeman mentioned. And that she's most proud of the opportunity she led for students who are struggling with math. So not only did she give back to the normal areas, but she helped actually her peers with math tutoring. She plans to attend Georgia College and State University with a biology major with an emphasis on pre-med and a minor in Spanish. And it's a family tradition for this crew. We've celebrated before in a lot of ways, so I'm sure that Haley's going to go on and do great things and make not only our Winder Barrow High School proud, but her family and her community as well. So good job, Ms. Haley Sargent. And now I'll ask Miss Anna Deaton to join me, our 2024 valedictorian for Winder Barrow High School. I will say that to start with, both of these young ladies had GPAs well over 100, and it's been a very tight process throughout the years. She also has a 4.0 GPA, participated in dual enrollment opportunities, honors courses, AP courses. She's the co-president of Mu Alpha Theta as well. She's a 4-year marching band leader where she served as the librarian and the section leader. She's the Beta Club president. She participated in the Duke Tip Honor Program. She's also the editor for the 2024 Winder Barrow High School yearbook, and she plans to attend UJ with a secondary math focus. So she's also got a minor in business administration, and her dream of what she wrote was to teach secondary math. I think it was Algebra 2 you chose, but then to be a travel agent in the summer. So not only does she get to give back to the world, she gets to see the world. So sounds like a perfect plan to me. And I'm sure that Barrow County would be glad to offer you a job in 4 years. So give it up for Ms. Haley Sargent, our Anna Deaton, our 2024.
And guys, this is just a glimpse of the products that come out of Barrow County Public Schools. How amazing. Congratulations.
Good evening. I am so excited to honor another one of our wonderful Barrow County students. I want to give you a little bit of background so you understand what a big deal this is. The Barrow County School System nominated 32 extraordinary students to compete at the state level for the Georgia Governor's Honors Program. This program is a residential summer program held in the midsummer for gifted and talented high school students who are currently 10th or 11th graders. The program gives instruction that's significantly different from the typical high school classroom. It's designed to provide students with academic, cultural, and social enrichment necessary to become the next generation of global critical thinkers, innovators, and leaders. GHP is a very competitive program, and even being nominated is an accomplishment. Many, if not most, of GHP's past participants regard it as one of the most life-changing events in their lives. The process starts in the fall with school-level nominations and interviews. Then the district recommends several students who move on to an intense application and interview process. From approximately 4,200 applicants, GHP selects nearly 1,500 to participate in these state-level interviews. Barrow County is proud to announce our GHP finalist for 2024, Laura Jones, Appalachia High School. Please come join me. Laura's going to be going to Georgia Southern University this summer to participate in the program, and she'll be focused on biology and environmental science. Congratulations, Laura. Thank you.
And now I have the pleasure of sharing the names of our 2024 retirees. Before I begin, I would like to thank you for your service, for your dedication, for your passion, for your selflessness, and for your sacrifice. We appreciate everything that you have done. We are jealous of you because you get to go home and retire. And we also wish you well in everything that you do. So I will begin. This one is somewhat emotional. Cindy Beggs, Assistant Superintendent, Planning and Personnel. She doesn't like to be recognized, so that look was, I'm going to get you. So congratulations. She's our Assistant Superintendent for Planning and Personnel. Leslie Bramlett. Diane Bresson. Ryan Butcher. Denise Capitosti. Laura Carswell. We know that Joan Corriveau could not be here, but we want to honor her as well. Thank you. Lori Easterling. Gerald Edmondson. Tina Edwards. Maria Estevez Shearer. Karen Gamblin and her fan club. Lisa Giddens. Stacy Gittens. Ken Green, Dr. Ken Green. Lori Hartman. Ida Huhar. Huhair. I practiced most of the day. Congratulations. Phyllis Holland. Kia Horn. Suzanne Levesque. Eugene Lenartz. Dion Massey. Yay! Bonnie Orr. Victoria Power. Tanya Royal. Francis Ruweller. Terry Seeley. Penny Shepherd. Patricia Sykes. Get your Walk of Fame. Mr. Ayers told us that this gentleman would be back, Gary Smith. Congratulations, Mr. Smith. Sheila Tucker. Kathy Walls. Christine Whitten. Yay! Congratulations. John Whitten. And Michelle Whitten. These are your 2024 Barrow County School System retirees. Congratulations.
seen my wife.
I've probably seen cardboard in places.
I'm tired of it.
Like that.
But she went to high school so much.
No, but it is sweet.
All right, moving right along, we're going to jump into the section titled Request to Appear Before the Board. At this time, we have one request, so I'd like to go ahead and invite up Mr. Joshua Hicks. If you'll come up onto the podium, you'll have 3 minutes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for this opportunity to be able to appear before you.
Yes, sir.
I know I had spoken to the interim superintendent via email, and I just wanted to express some thoughts to you concerning some of the things that have been happening. Of course, you're aware of with the video and things that have happened at Bramlin. Let me start here with Genesis. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. It says, "So God created man in his own image, and in the image of God he created him, male and female he created them." Of course, we have looked at our country and we have seen the direction that our country has gone. I, for one, am very concerned where our country is headed. And I wanted to stand before you to encourage those who have a biblical worldview to hold strong, to hold to those convictions, because it does concern me that there are lone wolf, that's the best terminology that I have to describe those that are in our school systems, that might be seeking to indoctrinate children with the LGBT ideology, which of course I believe is very dangerous. And I don't just say that as a Christian or as a minister, but I say that because scientifically we see that the surgeries, first and foremost, cannot be undone. We see that many of these children that have these life-changing surgeries or these sex changes, they go through a lot of depression. They go through a lot of mental anguish that they cannot get back. We see that a lot of the medication, for example, Lupron, which is often used. In fact, it is used in the transgender medical transition. It is often used in the veterinary world to actually castrate animals, and it is used in children. And I just want to encourage you to stick by the definition that God has given to us, that there is man and there is woman. All these ideologies that are being crept in and promoted in many places across our nation should not be promoted. And I hope that you will stand with these principles that God has set forth in His Word. You see, those are principles that are foundational. And when we lose those foundational principles, we see as our country is headed, it is headed for collapse. And when we lose those foundational principles such as truth, and we lose the image, the position of God where He needs to be, then we have no polar star. We have no foundation. As atheism, we understand that with atheism or Darwinism, evolution in place, then there is no bedrock principle. It's your truth is as good as my truth, as good as your truth, and that is not how God has set it up. So I encourage you. I know this is not politically correct. I'm not here to be politically correct. I'm here to speak truth. And I'm trying to encourage you in love, to encourage you with grace, to be bold, to be staunch, to stand your ground, and not waver no matter what comes your way. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you, Mr. Hicks. At this time, we're going to jump into the superintendent's department reports. Dr. Bowen, anything further for support services? All righty, Ms. Houston, with the business services report. All righty, nothing new there.
You're going to say about that? There's nothing in reference to what's happening at Greenwood Elementary and the bomb threats, and there's no follow-up with that. I mean, we have concerns.
Silence.
We're not getting anything, guys. What do we do with our children?
Students, silence. Everybody.
We're really concerned.
The school system has sent out emails to the.
A threat. What kind of threat?
They're very vague. There's no transparency.
What kind of threat?
They're just very vague. There's not much transparency. There's not much of an explanation.
An email doesn't protect
we have shared everything that we can share at this time.
So I guess we'll just pull our kids out.
If you would like to sign up to speak, you're more than welcome to at our next board meeting.
I actually would have requested, I didn't know that was a process, so I apologize.
Quite all right.
But
Thank you guys for being here
we
tonight.
need to do better.
Alrighty.
Silence is not your option here.
We're going to continue on with this meeting right now. Thank you, though. Mr. Perno, anything else with system operations? Thank you, sir. Dr. Moten, anything with teaching and learning?
No additional information.
Thank you, ma'am. Anything right now, Ms. Beggs, with planning and personnel? Nope. And last but not least, Dr. Thompson, anything with strategic information services? I believe he had nothing new as well. Okay, this time we're going to jump into old business, and I would like to, let's see, the superintendent recommends approving the fiscal year 2024-2025 tentative general fund budget. I would like to request a motion to approve this recommendation as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Bailey, Ms. Maloof, all in favor? Alrighty, motion passes. We have approved the tentative general fund budget, for fiscal year 2024-2025. There is no new business. At this time, can I get a motion for authorization for committees to meet?
So moved. Second.
Ms. Stevens, Ms. Maloof, all in favor? Motion passes. And then right before we go into executive session, we have one new item that we have to add into our agenda to speak on. And so can I get a motion to amend the agenda regarding the executive session section to add discussion on the CFIT transfer of property?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Bailey, Ms. Stevens, all in favor? Okay, motion passes. Now, at this time, we're going to go into executive session to discuss or vote on or authorize to purchase, dispose of, or lease property, authorize ordering and appraisal related to the acquisition or disposal of real estate, enter into a contract to purchase, dispose of, or lease property subject to approval in a subsequent public vote, or enter into an option to purchase, dispose of, lease real estate subject to approval in a subsequent public vote, and also to review an appeal from a student disciplinary tribunal. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
All righty. Thank you, guys. We will be back shortly.
I like playing with toys. I like my teacher. I'm over the Newburgh pre-K. Pre-K is out of this world.
Sims Academy is a career prep school available to all high school students in Barrow County. Daily, Sims is filled with students taking dual enrollment courses, industry-specific CTAE classes, and Sims offered high school classes like construction. Pending the student's schedule, they may spend all day at Sims or utilize the BCSS organized shuttles to or from their home schools.
Sims is also home to many of Barrow County School System's unique programs such as the Newcomer Academy, YES program, and STEP program.
Sims was the first school on the Innovation Campus before being joined by Lanier Technical College, Barrow Arts and Science Academy, and Austin Road Elementary School. It began with a mission that continues to evolve to ensure the success of BCSS students and our local community.
The YES program at Sims is a class for students with disabilities that are in their senior year of high school. The YES program is partnered with the Goodwill Northeast Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency, and High School High Tech, with the goal of helping seniors be better prepared for the independent employment after high school.
Goodwill staff works with participants of the Youth Job Training Program to set career goals and equip students with the necessary skills to enter the workforce. YES participants can earn high school credit for job readiness training classes and paid work experience. The YES program has 3 phases. Phase 1, one transition class at Sims Academy during the fall semester of senior year. Phase 2, a paid internship in the spring of senior year if the student has proven to be motivated and reliable. Phase 3, full-time job placement after graduation.
The Student Transition Enrichment Program, also known as STEP, is a full-time year-long school-to-work transition program for students with significant cognitive disabilities who have the goal of supported employment after high school. The STEP program provided supported work experiences in a variety of community business settings, as well as within Common Ground, the cafeteria, and various CTAE classrooms. It also gives students the opportunity to practice self-determination, self-advocacy, and independent living skills. This program has an application process, and students must be accepted for the IEP team to consider this service.
Sims Academy students can build a strong foundation for their culinary careers through our dual enrollment partnership with Lanier Technical College. Highly qualified instructors from Lanier Technical College teach students in the career and technical education programs available to students through Sims Academy.
The Culinary Arts program prepares students for employment within many facets of the food service industry. Students will obtain technical skills training focusing on food preparation, sanitation, nutrition, marketing, catering, management fundamentals, and work ethics.
The Prep Cook Technical Certificate of Credit provides skills for entry into the food services preparation area as a prep cook. Topics include food services history, safety and sanitation, purchasing and food control, nutrition and menu development and design, along with the principles of cooking. Students who complete this certificate are positioned to earn several additional certificates that lead to a diploma or degree in culinary arts.
Sims offers students a hands-on opportunity to learn construction, carpentry, and electrical fundamentals. The construction pathway consists of 4 courses, ranging from fundamentals and safety to carpentry and electrical skills. These courses are designed to help prepare students for careers in the construction industry, and many graduates find work in the construction industry after completing this pathway. The motto that students have in the class is that anything worth doing is worth doing right the first time.
Barrow County Newcomer Academy was established in 2017 with the purposes of supporting high school students as they transition to life in the United States. Since its inception, the Newcomer Academy has served speakers of many different languages from all around the world. Instructors work with students to develop their English and product support in their academic classes. Additionally, the Newcomer Academy serves to support students with many unique challenges of adapting to life in new culture surrounded by a new language.
Sims Academy in Barrow County offers high school students a dynamic career prep experience with dual enrollment, CTAE classes, and unique courses. Sims is a direct path to a brighter future.
I've seen extremely competitive senior classes, but I've never been able to introduce 3 STAR students. Let's get started. I've got a lot to say. Appalachia's first STAR student is Ashton Graham. Ashton is a 4-year varsity soccer player and team captain. He is president of HOSA. He is vice president of the Science National Honor Society. He's also a member of NHS, Math Honor Society, Beta, and the Student Athlete Ambassadors. He's also participated in the past in the Youth Leadership Bureau and the Chick-fil-A Leadership Academy. Since 3rd grade, he's volunteered at Special Olympics, and I'm sure he will again this year. He coaches at the Piedmont Soccer Academy, and he's just a really super kind young man. He plans to major in biology and become a doctor, and he's deciding where he'll start that journey soon. I think some scholarships are in his future. It's also really important to note that after all of that, doing all that he does, Ashton is also the 2024 valedictorian of his class. Congratulations, and it's been quite an honor to get to know you. I'm going to let you introduce your STAR teacher.
My STAR teacher that I chose, I had all the way back in 3rd grade. He was the first guy to actually challenge me in my intellect and gave me opportunity to do work for 4th, 5th grade, middle school, all the way back in 3rd grade. But it's not only that why I chose him. The main reason I chose him was the effect he had on me and then all the other people around him outside of like a school, just academic setting. I had this one friend, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was extremely smart as well. It's just, he had some other things that held him back. And Mr. McCoy was the first person I saw that gave him the opportunity to showcase his knowledge in another way, and he was one of the other smartest kids at the school. So for that reason, I chose Mr. Carl McCoy as my star teacher.
Thank you, wow. I don't know what to say, but I'll say thank you to the Chamber of Commerce. It does mean a lot to be recognized. And thank you, Ashton. That was very kind of you to say. I thought I'd tell a story about Ashton from the first day of school in 3rd grade, back when, that kind of says it all about him. Everything that his principal said comes out in this story. Forgive me if I get the dates wrong, it's been a decade. But during our morning announcements, we would recognize, okay, you guys, you're graduating in what year? And they were all saying 2024. So I cracked the joke, oh, you're making me feel old. Then I put a problem on the board and I said, well, I graduated in 1988. And how many years would pass in between your graduation date and my graduation date? And the kids all puzzled. And this guy here, you have to picture an elementary school classroom 15 minutes into the first day of school. It's all about chill out, take your supplies out, it's a big mess. And this guy, he's got to solve the problem. So he tears into his pencil pack. Pencils fall all over the floor. He runs to the sharpener, he sharpens it, he solves the problem. He's raising his hand, and it looks like if I don't call on him, he's gonna burst. Okay, so I called on him, and he came up with the right answer, of course. And he said, 36 years. And one of the other students said, so does that mean you're 36? Or does that mean that you'll be 36 when we graduate? Well, thank you for that. No, for either one. And I said, well, maybe we can figure that out. And so this guy, he starts figuring it out. And I said, well, some of the other kids have obviously figured it out too. And I said, well, Ashton, pick a couple kids, be in a group with you, see if you can figure out how old I really am. So he picked 2 of his friends. And then I went on to show the other kids how to do the first problem. And when we were done, I called on Ashton and said, Ashton, how old am I? And he said, can I let him say it? And it didn't dawn on me then, but the kid that he picked was one of his friends. And this kid struggled in math, as I learned as the months went by. And he let this kid say it, and he let this kid explain it. Furthermore, while that kid explained it, he went and picked up his pencils off the floor. So it was an honor to teach you, and you left me with lots of stories like that. But that's the one that really stands out. And good luck, and you're going to make a fine gastroenterologist.
Being star teacher at Appalachia years ago was the greatest honor of my career, and so it was really exciting for me to see an elementary school teacher chosen, and Ashton was really clear about he started me off right and changed my education, so I'm really excited for the 2 of them. Our second star student is Nathaniel Magnuson. I'm glad he's here and on time. When we were honoring a lot of academic honors, our top 10, our star students, our Val, our Sal, we waited on him. He made a grand entrance, and that's who he is, and we love seeing him in our hallways and doing all that he does. He's an asset to Appalachia. Nathaniel was a member of the golf team for 1 year. He has played football for 4 years as a linebacker, right? All the things. He plans to receive a bachelor's in business administration from the University of North Georgia, and I think he'll do fine with that as he currently has a 3.83 GPA. Nathaniel, please introduce your star teacher. And he's struggling with his voice, so we're gonna
I'm going to whisper for y'all today. So, I picked Miss Stephanie Atkinson because she just changed my outlook on school in general. I've always been somebody who
She pushed me every day, and that's the reason I ended up taking the college classes I did. I ended up taking English level 1, level 2 because of her. And I just appreciate her so much. Thank you.
I'm going to summarize. He said he always loved numbers until he was in Miss Atkinson's literature class. She taught him to love literature, and then he went on to take English 1101 and is the man he is today because of you, Miss Atkinson.
Good morning. It's unusual that he can't speak because he's always speaking, so we're finally caught up with him. Max is his nickname, was in the 10th grade. He was a great writer. He would ask for feedback. A lot of kids get really angry when you give them constructive feedback. He'd rewrite. He was great in his writing, and we had many Socratic seminars and debates, and he would handle himself well, always. A couple times I might have to say, okay, hold on for just a second. But I will say that you were always, and you still are, the voice for the underdog. I started my day out with you, and we won't use names, as you said earlier, but we had a young man in our class that was so super intelligent, but behavior would get in the way, and he would always push him. And if he could, sometimes I think he thought I was about to tackle the kid, so he would have a stance, but he was always the voice for the underdog, and would point it out. And when we would do that, and you remember, this young man was one of the smartest kids. He would speak up and he would get involved, and you were the only person who could do that. We were speaking at the table about maybe teaching. I don't know about that, but I think you would do it and all that. And I also want to say a great support system all around from the parents. I only have sons, and you've done such a great job. He's kind, handsome, and I'm sorry, did that sound inappropriate? I didn't mean to. I'm older than his parents. Is it? Okay. There you go. But you've done a great job, and this is the beginning of some really great memories. Just hold it back a little bit. And continue asking those questions. He would ask the right questions, and I actually want to end on this. Where do you stand with Julius Caesar? With Brutus? Did Brutus do it? Did he have daddy issues, or did he do it for Rome?
I don't remember.
Congratulations. Super proud of you.
All right. Everyone need coffee? Y'all got time for one more? Appalachia's third star student is Colton Whaley. So Colton has played soccer for 4 years and club soccer for 2. And the last 2 soccer games where I was freezing in so many layers, I don't think he was, and he never stopped talking to his teammates, encouraging them, telling them where to be and how to get better, but it was so positive and encouraging the whole game. So every time I was walking a lap and getting back to where he was standing, I couldn't wait to hear his encouragement of his team. He also played football his senior year. He is vice president of TSA. Colton participated in Youth Leadership Barrow, and he volunteered as a coach for 2 years and worked as a YMCA camp counselor for 2 summers. He's received the Georgia Certificate of Merit in 2023, a Scholar Athlete Award in 2023, and Student of the Month in September of 2022. Colton is in the top 10 of the senior class, and he plans to major in accounting at UGA. Go Dogs. Colton, congratulations, and please tell us also why you chose your star teacher.
Before I got in Miss Atkinson's class, I had never liked English at all. I hated it. But once I had her as a teacher, she pushed me to develop new ideas
and really be able to put my words onto paper and say what I wanted to say. She really inspired me to become a better student, and with her help, I was able to now write a lot better, put everything out on paper that I want to say in ways that would not be possible without her as a teacher. Thank you.
Hello again. Huge honor. And these two have the same YouTube accent. This is Sunshine, by the way. Sunshine because, remember the Titans, right? Sunshine, so that was his nickname. Where this guy was the voice for the underdog, this young man is one of the few students in 27 years of teaching that actually listens more than he talks. And in class, when we would have debates, he would listen, and when you would raise your hand, and he would participate, but when he would raise his hand, the kids would give you more attention than they ever gave me. Number one, because you listened, but number two, because I know that your parents instilled in you kindness, and you respected others, and you listened to them, and again, you listened more than you spoke, and I always stood out. And the smile. You can't look at the smile with the lines, too. Again, great writer, but I was saying to you earlier, and again, it's been a while, but I always remembered you. I thought I remembered you having like philosophy quotes, and you would speak up, and I'm like, how old are you, 50, 55? But you would say things, especially Julius Caesar, that's my favorite. And he would make a comment and say that this philosopher said this, but truly, when I would look out at your peers, they truly were focused on you, and that's a great power that I hope you continue to use when people listen, because I think we're in a time where we listen sometimes to the wrong people, and you had it right every single time. And your parents, great support system, kind, people love you. And he's always smiling. I've never seen you once not smile. And as I tell my students, it doesn't mean that you're not having a bad day, but you were able to come in there and turn it around if it was a bad day and be positive for everybody else. So, again, you're going to have a great college career, and I hope you continue to inspire people, because both of you, I cannot tell you, this is a colossal honor of any that I've gotten in this amount of time. I'm super proud of you. And thank you, parents. Like, these are the people that you need to talk to, but don't forget your counselors. Miss Rayburn's here this year, but she's awesome. We love her, by the way, at Appalachia. Anyway, I'll be quiet, because I know y'all. I love you, young men. And I also taught Ashton, you couldn't have chosen, of course, you earned this. There's not three better people that could be standing up here. And Appalachia should be very proud. And I'll be quiet, but congratulations.
She's absolutely right. There aren't three better representatives of Appalachia than these three young men. And I want to just state really quickly that the three of them chose their teachers separate from each other. They were not in the same room when they chose, and they all three knew immediately who they wanted to pick. They knew immediately who had had the biggest impact on their educational careers thus far. And they chose Miss Atkinson separately, which I think is a really big honor for her. And an elementary school teacher is the highlight of all of this. Thank you, three gentlemen, for being my first great three-star students.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Eggerstead. I am a pre-K teacher at Auburn Elementary in Barrow County. So the pre-K program in Barrow County helps to prepare students for kindergarten by getting them able to socialize with others before they get ready to learn about how to read and how to function in the school system. So after our morning meeting, we will go into center time where kids will get to choose where they want to play, like in the math center, in reading center, reading books, and in block center, building things, and in home living, where it is just like a little house, and kids will get to just interact with other students, and the teachers in the classroom are basically monitoring them and helping them through their daily lives. So Barrow County Pre-K is different from other counties because we actually do school inside of a school. We are actually able to interact with other classes, other kindergartners, and they can see how other students, older students, are going to school. And they feel important because they're actually in the same building with other students that are not their age. I think that parents should enroll their kids in the Barrow County school system for pre-K because it gives the students a sense of belonging to the school that they're going to be at. And also because we love the kids and we love to be able to interact with them and get them used to going to school. So it makes a big difference in how they are able to go on to kindergarten. If you're thinking about enrolling, visit our website today.
Hey everybody, have you ever seen this book? Pete the Cat. It's a Pete the Cat book, right. Here, I'm going to sit down here with you. So this is about going to the library. Who's ever been to the library? Me. Pete's mom is taking him to the library for the first time. The librarian gives Pete his very own library card. Cool, says Pete. The librarian smiles. Time for the tour. And this is Pete's mom. Has anybody ever seen Pete's mom before? Not me. Pete's mom was in the second Pete the Cat book about going to school. It's called Rockin' in My School Shoes. And that was the first time you saw Pete's mom. The librarian takes Pete through the library. There is a big desk where people wait to check out books. Pete sees some of his friends reading at a long table. It's very peaceful and quiet. How relaxing. Who is this cat right here, this one? Does anybody know who that is? Who is that? Thank you. Pete has a brother, right? Yeah. And this is Pete's brother Bob, and Bob has green eyes, and he's black and white. I have a black and white cat like this now, but it's a girl, and her name is Abby. And Abby was not happy when I left this morning. The librarian takes Pete to her favorite room. There are lots of Pete-sized chairs and tables and shelves. There are books of every shape, size, and color. So who knows who this is? Does anybody know who that is?
A frog.
Right, what's his name?
Grumpy.
Who said Grumpy? Yay, yes, it's Grumpy. And this is Owl. And who is this?
Squirrel.
Squirrel, right. And does anybody know who this girl is? Callie.
Callie.
You know Callie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete's friend Callie. And this is a platypus named Gus. Can you remember that? That's Gus. What do I do now, Pete asked. Now you read a book, the librarian says. Which book should I read? Asked Pete. You can read any book you like, says the librarian. Pete looks around. There are so many books. Pete picks up a book all about airplanes and jets. Who likes airplanes and jets?
I like it.
Your brother does?
Yeah.
He reads it and pretends he is a stunt pilot. He flies a super fast jet and does loop-the-loops and spirals high in the sky. Pete finds a book with dragons, wizards, and unicorns on the cover. He reads it and imagines that he is a powerful wizard using magic spells and a special wand to defend his castle against a fire-breathing dragon. So, what is a unicorn? What is it?
It's a horse.
A horse with what?
A horn.
A horn. Thank you. Very good. Next, Pete opens a book about spiders and insects. Ooh, spiders.
I love spiders.
He reads it and imagines that he is a scientist studying all types of critters in the wild. He has to be very still to study some of the critters. Who has seen a spider? Anybody? It's
I've seen lots.
You've seen lots?
I've seen lots.
Around Halloween, you saw 2 spiders in your house? And what about butterflies? Who knows butterflies? Then Pete chooses a book with all sorts of scary monsters on the cover. It is a book of fairy tales. Pete reads it and pretends that he is in a dark, spooky forest trying to outsmart a big bad wolf. Ooh, look at that wolf. That's a scary one. I drew that picture. Pete puts that book back on the shelf. It is too scary. Pete opens a book about the pyramids. I love the pyramids. Do you know what pyramids are? He reads it and pretends he is an explorer riding a, what is that? Camel across the desert, right. And climbing to the top of a giant, what is that? Pyramid. Who said that? Awesome. Awesome. And okay, here's a hard question. Who is that? A lion. They call it the Sphinx. You think you can remember that? Yeah. Oh, let me show you something while I'm thinking about it. Who knows who this is? Does anybody know who this is? What's her name? This is Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa. You think you can remember that? That's Mona Lisa. This is the most famous painting in the whole world. So memorize it. Have you memorized it? Because guess what? You're going to see this again. Okay? All right, that was your art lesson for today. Next, Pete picks a book with all sorts of, what is that? Robots. Who likes robots? He reads it and imagines that he is a robot at a robot dance party. And Pete is dancing with a white cat with blue eyes. And what's her name? Callie. That's right. His arms and legs make whizzing sounds when he moves. When Robot Pete speaks, he says, what do robots say? Next, Pete picks up a book about superheroes. Who likes superheroes? Me too. I like Batman. You like Batman?
I like Spider-Man.
You like Spider-Man? He reads it and makes believe that he is a superhero. He flies around the city in a colorful cape, chasing bad guys and saving the day. Then Pete spots a book about, what is that? A submarine, yes. He reads it and imagines that he is a scientist in a submarine deep in the Atlantic Ocean looking for, what is that?
A whale.
A whale, and what is that? A fuzz? Oh my goodness. Do you know what this green thing is? Who, what? What is it? Somebody said it, jellyfish? Jellyfish? What is that? What is that? Dolphin. I love kids. There are many wonderful books to read at the library. Pete can be whatever he imagines with a book. Reading is super groovy. The end.
Appreciate it, Mr. Jennings. Thank you guys for having me. As I said, I'm Derek Maxwell, the principal at Wanderville High School. I'd like to thank Beckett for the corner investment in our students and for our meal. Thank you, Chamber, for the hospitality as always. Thank you, Master's Table, for the extra inches of my waistline that you currently provide. I have the honor of introducing the fabulous student as well as all that have gone before me. Mr. Nathaniel Cordonani, if you'd come on down. First, I'd like to thank you for being just one. To keep this nice and short and sweet. And I want to say that Wanderville has, obviously, for our existence being long, probably the most of our students, but at that rate, Appalachia will be catching up pretty soon. So Nathan here is a phenomenal student. He is not one to go after all of the activities and all of the awards. He's just straight up takes care of business. Got the score, eats the breakfast, he's ready to go back and take care of business. What I have learned quickly about them is we ask students to fill out a brag sheet to help us kind of capture all the great things that they're doing. And his had a resounding theme, and it was all about him giving back. He is super involved in his church. He provides missionary services to the folks that attend. He's been to Romania on mission trips. And one of the things he was most proud of in his brag sheet when asked about a certain prompt, the prompt was from one of his teachers, what would you do with $500,000 if you were given $500,000? Now, if you know teens or work with teens or have ever had any conversation with a teen, you can imagine all of the first things that came to everyone else's mind. But he gave 100% of his theoretical money back to people who did not have things like he did. And then he chose to be the most proud of that. So that says a lot about his character, a lot about the things that he values. And for that, you know, the SAT score is slightly better than mine by a couple hundred points. But that is something that I'm most proud of. And so he is also, I'll let him tell you about her, but he chose one of our finest, Dr. Whitney Bailey, who's a Wanderville High School graduate herself. Spent a little time in Kansas, clicked her heels 3 times, and came on back. So we're very honored to have him give some words about her, and we know that Nate's going on to do great things. I think he's looking to UGA, Tech, pre-med, sees himself studying for the MCAT, getting ready to be a doctor in 5 years. So I'm not sure where that will take him, but I know it will take him far, and I know I'm super proud of it. I know getting to spend some time with his parents are super proud of him as well. So congratulations, Nate.
Good morning, everyone. To start off, I would like to thank my parents. I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them and how much they invested in my life as a kid. Me being the first child, my dad always saw the potential in me and gave me my everything. And we were even talking about it at the table. He was saying most 4-year-olds or 5-year-olds want to become a cop or a firefighter. But I said differently. I wanted to become a doctor since day one. That ties in with Dr. Bailey. She was always an amazing teacher on my behalf. I never really wanted to know what to do in the pre-med area. There were a bunch of different paths I could have taken, anesthesiology, and many more. And to her, when I was in her class, she was able to help me pick that path I wanted to go down, and it's still gonna be anesthesiology. Dr. Bailey was always there for everyone in the class. She was there for mental support if we needed it, even when I was going through a hard day. When she saw me walk into class, the first thing she would say is, do you want a hug? Who would turn one down when you need one? Dr. Bailey was also very lenient on work-wise. Most students, when they hear presentations, they absolutely loathe them. They would probably run out of the class or skip it the day they have to present. But Dr. Bailey managed to make all of us love presentations in that class. In fact, anytime she asked us to do a project, she'd be like, what do y'all want to pick? Something crafty, presentations. Everyone said presentations automatically. It was just, she was able to bring a smile to us through them, and we were able to learn a lot through them. She would let us make DIY things during a project, like one of my topics was music therapy that was assigned to me, and we made a DIY banjo that could actually play with rubber bands. So I wanted to thank Dr. Bailey for bringing out the most in me in that class and making my time in that class most wonderful my senior year.
Good morning. I'm going to be the teacher with notes because, as you can tell, this guy is very special. And if you know me, I tend to get emotional, so I'm going to stay on point this morning. Good morning. I know that I only have a few minutes to convey how incredibly special Nate is, but I need to give you a little context first. I got hired as a healthcare science teacher at Winder 2 years ago after Miss Bradbury, a very long time, very well-loved teacher, retired. I took her class, so I knew how great of a teacher she was. And like I tell my students, no, I'm not going to tell you what year I took her class. On the very first day that Nate walked in, he sat down, he looked at his table partner, and he said, "I'm worried. She's not going to be anything like Miss Bradbury." I heard it. I immediately became apprehensive because I knew that I had really big shoes to fill. I took the job knowing that, but it comes to life a little different when the students in the chairs make the statement. I gave my traditional first day of class, "I'm not Mrs. Bradbury" speech, and I asked the students what I always ask, to give me a chance to make learning fun. And boy, did Nate give me a chance. He was the first one every morning to tell me good morning, usually with that big smile plastered across his face, and he was always the student at the end of the day to tell me to have a great day. Nate is easily one of the most intelligent students I've ever had the pleasure of teaching, and I was a college professor in my previous life. He jumped into every activity and every presentation with excitement and without hesitation. He is as social as he is smart. He made friends with his classmates very easily. He always had a word for someone who was struggling, always there as a smile and a sense of encouragement. He's funny. He constantly had me laughing from some joke early in the morning. When I got the news in the middle of first period that I had a family member pass away, Nate was able to show concern and sympathy that you don't easily find in a high school student. He is one of the most well-rounded students I've ever had the pleasure to teach and to get to know. And to tell you how special he is, I'm a Bulldog through and through. I spell my Bulldog with 2 G's, and I also spell it with a D-A-W-G. And when this student asked me to write a letter of recommendation for his admission to Georgia Tech, without hesitation, I said yes. And it was easily one of the easiest letters of recommendation I've ever had to write. I think it ended up being 2 pages, which isn't common for me. So I can't imagine anybody more deserving of this honor, and to say that I'm proud of Nate is an understatement. Congratulations.
Thank you, both you guys. Proud of you both.
The YES program is one of 3 transition programs offered in Barrow County. The program is designed to help high school seniors enhance their preparedness for independent employment post-graduation. Partnering with Goodwill of Northeast Georgia, the Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency, and High School High Tech, the program guides students through a 3-phase training program. In the fall semester of their senior year, participants engage in a transition class at Sims Academy, earning 1 elective credit. This phase focuses on setting career goals and acquiring essential job readiness skills. Subsequently, during the spring semester, motivated and reliable students have the opportunity to embark on a paid internship, earning another elective credit. This internship serves as a practical, paid work experience. The program concludes with full-time job assistance after graduation. Operating out of Sims Academy, the YES program is available to seniors from Winder Barrow High School, Appalachia High School, and the Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy. The program's overarching purpose is to help students with barriers to employment transition to the workforce after high school. The program achieves these goals with activities like tours to local manufacturing and distribution centers, on-campus training and employability skills, and paid internships with community partners. These internships provide a sheltered work experience, better preparing students for successful entry into the workforce. The YES program at Sims Academy is a transformative initiative uniquely positioned to empower high school seniors for independent employment. By seamlessly integrating classroom learning, hands-on internships, and community partnerships, the program not only equips students with essential skills, but also fosters a supportive environment that champions their journey toward a successful transition to the workforce.
Okay, Vicki, I'm so glad to be able to present you with a little token of our appreciation for being the March Community Member of the Month for Barrow County School System. Gretchen Hollingsworth nominated you for all the wonderful things you do for BASA and the schools. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And I love you.
I love you too.
My name is Vicki Keebler. I am the Senior Director of the Chamber of Commerce here in Barrow County.
I am Gretchen Hollingsworth. I'm the Innovative Learning Coach here at Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy. You might actually not remember the first time we met. We met at CFIT. You came to observe a presentation that the first Lego League team was practicing, and I was helping out with the team that year.
Right.
And they presented their
gosh.
gondola activity to Vicki, and she donated her time to come in. You gave amazing feedback. In fact, you have gondola experience, and so
Yes.
She brought just a wealth of knowledge to the presentation. It really helped the students. But more recently, we served on the school governance team together
We
here
did.
at Barrow Arts and Sciences Academy.
I missed that.
Every month would come, give good feedback, help us out. But even more so than that, just the way you connect people in our community, your work with the chamber. One of your strengths, I think, is just keeping Barrow County that small town feel, but still pushing the progress, connecting people, making sure that these positive relationships just continue to grow and grow. So I cannot thank you enough. Plus,
Aw,
she
thank
trusts
you.
us with her grandchildren here at BASA, and so we just think the world of you.
The SGT, it was something that I was approached and asked to be on. I'm like, okay, tell me about it. When I learned what it was, especially here at BASA, it was so big that, you know, we got to connect with the students. We got to make decisions about their graduation, their crest. You know, we helped with their fundraisers for their field trips. You know, we got to go into the classroom and watch the teachers and the students, which if you have not done that, it is amazing what these students are doing nowadays. And I was a little like, oh, do you really want somebody my age? And you know what? I am so grateful that I was chosen to be on it because I really miss it. That was wonderful, a learning experience. And that's what got me to get my two granddaughters here at BASA. I just fell in love and I'm like, oh, y'all have to go.
That is great. And it's a time commitment for sure. And then when her term ended, she did not leave us high and dry. She actually helped us obtain 2 new community members, which bring such value to our school governance team. And we appreciate that too, because it's hard to lose people like you off the team.
I was really surprised when I got the email, and I was not surprised at Gretchen nominating me, but you know, we connected right away.
Right.
We did. We've connected straight through. It's just an honor to be able to be part of this school, and with the newness of it, and watching it grow, and it's just fabulous. You know, I have to be honest, I have the best job on the on the planet, if you ask me, because I get to meet all of y'all, you, I mean, and then I get to make connections for other people. And to me, that's just, I love doing that.
We love you. And
Thank
you for everything you do for our community.
Thank you.
Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Bell, a podcast from Barrow County School System. And today we're discussing family engagement and how we partner with our families to make sure that our students have the best opportunities to learn. I'm your host, Sierra Roberts, and today we have special guest, Ramon Manzo.
Thank you for having me, Sarah. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Pretty good. Will you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am the Family Engagement Specialist for Barrow County Schools. I've been working here in Barrow County since the 2019-2020 school year as an employee. Previously, I worked a year as an independent contractor here with a different program. I will say I simply just really enjoy working in Barrow County Schools. Little plug there. I was born in Illinois. I was raised partly there and then partly in Mexico for a few years. I actually graduated college in Mexico, and right after I graduated, I came over here, and here I am.
Oh, that's awesome. So we'll go ahead and get started. Will you explain what family engagement is and why it's such a crucial part of education?
So you see, that's an interesting question, simply because if you ask 10 people, they can probably give you somewhat similar, somewhat different. It just depends on what your interpretation of what it is. My favorite concepts or definitions would be that family engagement is an ongoing process, and it really is honing in on actively on promoting that active participation of all components, communication and collaboration between the school, the families, and the communities. And in doing so, we really want to make sure that the students succeed. My second favorite definition, is that it's really a shared responsibility between the schools and the families, in which the schools really commit to collaborating with families in a meaningful way, and then families really commit to supporting their child's development and learning. Key points here to take away are success, learning, and development, just because we are not just preparing or wanting students to succeed in school, we want them to succeed in life. And that's what this partnership is about. We want to make sure that we work together to provide the necessary support for all three components and make sure that our students, which are our target, succeed in anything, in any path they may choose. Why is it important? Just because it's been proven that if the school, the families, and the students work together, the students will have a higher probability to succeed in any path they may take. And this really takes many different forms. It doesn't just mean the parents are inside the school all the time. It doesn't just mean that they come to rallies, pep talks, stuff like that. A lot of the time you see families who are actively engaged in their child's education without necessarily being at the school. They can do it from home, using their own means. Sure, it can look like, you know what, I know that I'm not a professional in the area, so I can hire a tutor to help that student, because either I want them to increase the ability, or they may be not where we want them or when he or she wants to be, so we can provide that additional help. Or it could be, you know what, I contact the teacher and say, hey, I can't go to the school, but do you have any strategies? Do you have any resources that I could use at home to support that? And then we go on to the teacher's part, where the teacher can provide the supports, can explain how that works, can really help that family be prepared to support. Because most of the times our family, or if not all the times our family, really want to support students. However, sometimes they don't really know how. So that's where that partnership really plays, where they mutually support. So the teacher does all the heavy lifting at the school, and then the family does all the heavy lifting at home, and they kind of mirror that effort.
Absolutely. That was a great answer. Ramon, how does Barrow County foster a culture of open communication and collaboration between schools and families to create a supportive learning environment?
Okay, well, it may or may not address everything that you just asked, but what we do is called the spring planning meeting, and it goes in conjunction with our comprehensive need assessment survey. So I'll focus just on the spring planning meeting. during this meeting, our intention is, with the restructure that we had, to make it more of a conversation. We want to make sure that we provide a time and place for all our families, teachers, and other school staff to sit down and really talk about what went on this school year and what we think went well, what we saw, or areas that we saw we could improve, and then kind of come up with draft plans, if you will. See what the parents identify, oh, I think you guys did this really well, because it's always good to recognize the efforts of the school. In the same way, it's always good to recognize the efforts of the families and the students. So letting other schools, hey, we're happy that you guys did this, it was great, is really good input. And at the same time, hey, we would like to see this. Because usually from the school system, we see everything through our own lens. And sometimes it's a little bit difficult to see it from a parent's perspective. Even if we are parents ourselves, it's just we have our school system cap most of the time on, right? So we want to make sure that we provide that space so families can tell us, we would like to see this. We would like this to happen. What can we do to partner? And then schools grab all that input and that feedback, and they use it when they're planning for, or they're working on their school improvement plan during the summer. So I'll make a little invite here. If anybody has not participated in a spring planning meeting before, please go ahead and do so. It is very important.
My name is Miss Perry, and I am a pre-K teacher at Holsenbeck Elementary School. And I have been a pre-K teacher for 4 years here at Holsenbeck, and I've been actually at Holsenbeck for 16 years. Barrow County Schools pre-K program helps students be prepared for kindergarten by giving them lots of hands-on experience. We do a lot of pre-reading skills. We talk about letters, letter sounds, differentiating sounds, rhyming words. We also read a lot of stories, work on comprehension where students are learning to be active listeners and to explore ideas that are in stories. Children are able to gain number sense, begin gaining some number sense through counting, numeral recognition, shapes, things like that. We also do a lot of pre-writing skills. We work on a lot of fine motor development, strengthening their hands, which prepares them for writing stamina in kindergarten. We also do a lot of questioning, talking, listening, which is a pre-writing skill, a very important one actually. Before students are able to express themselves in writing, they must be able to express themselves verbally. So that is another way that we prepare them. Our pre-K school day is very busy, and it is also very developmentally appropriate. We do a lot of music, movement. A lot of our learning is done through music and movement. We have large group activities, small group activities with teachers. There's a time in the day where kids are allowed to have free exploration time, where they self-select various hands-on center activities. We have playground time, which is just complete free play outside. We have access to our gym, especially on rainy days, and we do get to experience eating in the cafeteria. At the end of our day, we have at least a short period where we have a rest time. I would say being in the elementary school setting helps prepare students to be HES students. They become familiar with the procedures, the rules, the routines of our school. They also are able to learn a lot about being in a classroom environment. Also, the Barrow County Pre-K curriculum includes a very strong and meaningful social-emotional curriculum where kids are explicitly taught how to advocate for themselves appropriately, how to get along with other students in a classroom, and basically how to participate in classroom life. And if you are considering entering your child into the Barrow County School Pre-K program, please visit the Barrow County website.
We are so excited to welcome you to Appalachia High School. Get involved in extracurricular activities to make your high school experience more meaningful and find the group of friends that you will keep forever. One of the graduation requirements of Barrow County is that all students complete a pathway, which consists of a series of 3 classes in the same area. Take a look at our pathways and choose one or more that will help you in your career goals and find your niche. The Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps program prepares high school cadets for responsible leadership roles while making them aware of their rights, responsibilities, and privileges as an American citizen. The JROTC department has instruction in leadership techniques, citizenship, effective communications, land navigation, marksmanship, American military history, and physical fitness. The Teaching as a Profession pathway allows students to participate in various educational-related activities and learn about the different options for educators. Level 2 and 3 students partner with elementary and middle schools for observations and hands-on experience that helps prepare for college or career options. The Audio-Video Technology and Film class at AHS teaches students how to brainstorm, write scripts, use cameras, and edit to complete a movie production from start to finish. Students create short films, podcasts, music videos, create a brand logo, learn animation, and special effects. This pathway will help prepare you for Georgia's growing entertainment industry. The healthcare pathway gives an in-depth look into the healthcare field. Careers, medicine, anatomy, and clinical skills that can save a life are covered. Students have opportunities to dissect hearts, visit a cadaver lab, and earn industry certifications.
It's a lot to, Clay, we appreciate you sticking it out since you're the only one in here now.
I was sitting here for about 20 minutes. I was one of
Thank you.
299, so I felt pretty honored.
Alrighty, welcome back, guys. At this time, can I get a motion to uphold the Student Disciplinary Tribunal as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Kane, Ms. Bailey, all in favor? Alrighty, motion passes. Notice our next meeting dates. We have a call. Sorry.
You asked for those opposed.
Any opposed? Alrighty, thank you.
What do we do with these? You need these back? I'm sure we need it here.
All right, so Monday, or we meet at 5?
Already notice our next meeting dates. We have a call board meeting at 5 PM on May 13th to vote on the new superintendent's contract. And then we'll have our standard work session on May 28th. If there's nothing else to discuss, we're adjourned.
Rob, what do we do with these folders now?
I need those back.
Okay.
I need all your folders back, those